channel and you are outraged by the topic of the video, let me clarify something. Yes, I do hate Kingdom Hearts. A lot. Yes, I hate it so much. That's why I own almost every Kingdom Hearts game. And that's why I made several Kingdom Hearts videos and countdowns. And that's why I would kill to have more Kingdom Hearts merchandise in my country. Sorry. In case you didn't get the sarcasm, yes, I do love Kingdom Hearts a lot. It's like my favorite video game franchise of all time. But when people tell me that they personally don't enjoy it, I totally get it, because let's be honest here, there's a lot of stuff in Kingdom Hearts that just flat out sucks.
I used to be a very stubborn Kingdom Hearts fanboy in the past. I would blindly defend these games to no end no matter what. But with time I grew up and began to realize that this franchise has some glaring issues that can easily put some people off. I just can't stand seeing such trivial and stupid flaws in such an amazing franchise, but yeah, I can't deny that they are there, and today I'm going to complain about them. Now remember, this is my own opinion. If you don't have a problem with any of these things, that's great, more power to you. But I personally think that these flaws have to be addressed, especially because I hope Square Enix improves on them in future installments. So yeah, these are the 5 things I hate about the Kingdom Hearts series. Just keep in mind that this is not a countdown, these issues are in no particular order. And I will be ranting about big problems that affect the entire franchise, not the specific things like a bad level or a bad boss. This is more general, okay? Okay, let's get right into it. The misrepresentation of its source material. Now, I do understand something about Kingdom Hearts that most people tend to forget. When recreating the stories of the many Disney and Square Enix IPs, they don't always have to be completely accurate. If they can't fit a story, Kingdom Hearts can have some creative freedom, that's fine. But if they will try to actually tell the same exact story, they could do such a better job at it. When these games try to follow the plot of the original movie or game to a T, they almost always screw it up in one way or another. Now, this is just at the beginning of the video, of course, because it's not a very big issue, but there's something important to remember here. A lot of people get into the Kingdom Hearts series in order to relive their favorite Disney memories, and when these games try to recreate those stories but fail miserably, it's kind of disappointing. This leads to important parts missing from beloved plots, even supporting characters or memorable scenes. Prickly is absent from Deep Space, Shane's dad is nowhere to be seen in Deep Jungle, and where the hell are Maurice and Gaston in Beast Castle? I mean, if you're going to exclude Gaston from your game, you might as well cancel it. I miss you so much, Gaston. There has been a Hercules world in every KH game so far, except for Dream Drop Distance, but only in Kingdom Hearts 3 they will finally climb to Mount Olympus and probably meet Zeus. Yes, it took them 7 games to finally do the climax of the movie. Every time they try to recreate Hercules in Kingdom Hearts, it always missed some of the best parts of the story, and other worlds based off classic movies suffered the same fate. Remember how everybody praised The Hunchback of Notre Dame for being one of the darkest Disney movies? Well, in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, there's none of that. It's just another generic plot of Judge Frollo being evil just because, and the best parts of the story were dumbed down. It was a major disappointment. This is why a lot of people are worried of Star Wars having a level in Kingdom Hearts 3. To be fair, Pirates of the Caribbean got a better representation of it with its more adult themes, but even then it was heavily censored outside of Japan, which is just very stupid. Speaking of dumbing down, that's the reason the story of Final Fantasy VII was butchered in this franchise. Not only Kingdom Hearts is often blamed for giving Cloud his new emo personality that he didn't have in the original game, but his entire conflict with Sephiroth is much more childish. He's supposed to be the dark side of Cloud's heart? What the hell? And Aerith, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead, bitch! Now, these misrepresentations are not one of the biggest flaws of the franchise. There are some exceptions to it, but even then they are not fully faithful to its source material. And like I said, Kingdom Hearts can have some creative freedom in order to fit each individual storyline into their own big plot. But when you have an idea as amazing as visiting all those movie worlds, you might as well try to follow the original plots and characters better. I think this will be something Square Enix is already trying to improve on, seeing as how the upcoming Big Hero 6 world will be set after the story of the movie and not during it. So yeah, it's a step in the right direction. They should do more of that if they can't fit the exact plot in its respective world. And I hope they are not afraid of telling darker stories as well. The Disney worlds don't actually feel like worlds. Part of the charm in this game series is being able to go through several worlds based off different Disney movies, and even if they are not always faithful to the movie, these are still some of my favorite video game levels. Agrabah, Prideland, Symphony of the Sorcery, Timeless River and more, they are all really memorable levels and I have so much fun playing them. But there's a problem here because these worlds, and I use that word very loosely, don't feel like worlds at all. They are just levels composed of several rooms connected to one another with little to no freedom or exploration. I understand that the limitations of the time held back the development of these levels, but they feel so small and restricted that sometimes it's hard to remember that you're supposed to be in the universes of some of your favorite movies. I am very glad that Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3D improved on this by having bigger areas that didn't feel like tiny rooms connected to one another. This was definitely a step to the right direction, but even then they are still completely devoid of stuff inside of them. Aside from the occasional enemy you have to fight, most of the times there's absolutely nobody in these levels. They should add some NPCs, more environments, hidden collectibles and more. There should be an incentive to keep visiting and exploring these colorful worlds over and over even after you have beaten the game. Traverse Town, Radiant Garden and Twilight Town from Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are some of the very few exceptions. They are huge, they have a lot of NPCs to make them feel alive, they have secret areas in them and more. This is good, they should do more of this, but you know, with a level based off a Disney movie. The barren and empty Disney worlds are something about Kingdom Hearts that bothers me to no end. They still are very interesting and entertaining levels of course, but they definitely are not worlds. And once again, it seems that Kingdom Hearts 3 will try to fix this issue. From what we have been told and we have seen so far, the worlds in that game will be huge with a lot of freedom of exploration, and I adore this approach.
Darkness, 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 darkness.
Yes, I just reused that compilation from one of my older videos. What are you gonna do about it?
Anyways, the third thing I hate about Kingdom Hearts is the repetitive dialogue. Every time you play one of these games, the characters will constantly use words like light, heart, and of course darkness. At the end of the day, these scripts overuse the same words so much that you will feel like you're watching a video by Obsidious fan.
Boom roasted!
The problem here is that overusing certain words in your dialogue makes it the more obvious that you are overusing certain elements in your story. These repetitive scripts make the audience notice that the story is getting repetitive as well. Not only that, but hearing the same words over and over and over can get really annoying after a while. Now, I do understand that when you have a huge storyline like this one, you are bound to repeat some words and concepts. But Square could do such a much better job at hiding this. Up the ante with your scripts, guys, because hearing the characters explaining everything in this universe by saying light, darkness, heart, Sora and Xehanort all the time gets really stupid really fast. Will they improve on this in future installments? I honestly don't know, but I hope they do work on writing better, more complex scripts that don't recur to repetition in order to explain themselves. But of course, this complaint is closely connected to another one, the mess that this franchise calls a storyline. Oh yeah, let's get into one of the big ones. The confusing and convoluted storyline. Here we are. This is the biggest and most common complaint about the Kingdom Hearts franchise. The story is all over the place and it can be quite hard to follow. And considering this is a Disney game, that is surprisingly dumb. Don't get me wrong though, I love the plot of Kingdom Hearts, it's one of my favorites. The characters are likable and they develop quite well, the villains are intimidating and always find ways of fucking with the heroes' lives, and it's full of great and emotional moments. It's easy to see why it has so many passionate fans, including myself. But even the most hardcore ones will tell you that it can be very tricky to keep up with every single detail of the story. Like I said before, it constantly repeats elements and concepts. A lot of issues in this universe are either caused or solved by light, darkness, heart, Sora, or Xehanort, you know the drill. And the dialogue makes it even more obvious. Sometimes when people ask me, hey, what's Kingdom Hearts about? I just can't give them a simple answer. And if the story in your game series is hard to explain in a few sentences, you know you fucked it up somewhere. It took me a while to understand absolutely everything about the plot in these games. I swear that I put more effort into it than I ever did in studying actual Argentinian history at school, because, you know, I am a disgusting and cringy nerd like that. And while I loved almost every second of it, the reality is that it takes a time to comprehend the entire storyline of Kingdom Hearts. Each game keeps adding more and more lore before you could get used to everything that's been introduced to you before. It just gets very messy, you know? My biggest gripe with this is the fact that the Square Enix obviously kept making shit up as long as they went. Now yeah, I do understand that you can't create every single detail of a big story since the beginning. Not everybody is as stupidly ambitious as George Lucas. But there's so much stuff that was added to this story that contradicts other stuff from before and or that ruins other elements and characters. For example, am I really supposed to believe that Xemnas created the Organization 13 just to have 13 Xehanort vessels way back in Chain of Memories? Come on, seriously, don't even get me started on Kingdom Hearts 3D. I love that game, but introducing both time travel and dream travel to an already convoluted storyline made it even worse. Combine that with all the new lore added by Kingdom Hearts Unchained Keys, and the storyline of Kingdom Hearts 3 won't be easy to follow, let me tell you that. A bit off topic here, but the Kingdom Hearts plot is also very cheesy most of the time. Minor nitpick, I know, but I had to say it because sometimes it gets so ridiculous that it can be quite hard to take it as seriously as it wants to. I've had a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans tell me that this story is not that hard to follow, and that other franchises like Metal Gear are even more confusing. I mean, they are not wrong, and if you happen to have no problem understanding this plot, that's great, congratulations! But the fact is that this is a big issue in the franchise. The story is huge, confusing, convoluted, and very hard to follow. And because of that, many people can't get into it because they are not willing to spend several hours doing research about a video game plot. I don't think this is something that will be fixed in Kingdom Hearts 3. As I said, it seems that game's story will be as confusing as it's always been. I do have hope Square Enix fixes this in future games once the Xehanort saga comes to an end. With an entirely new saga, they can start from scratch and create a more consistent, cohesive, and comprehensible plot, while still keeping all the heart and awesomeness that made this franchise so memorable in the first place. The final aspect about Kingdom Hearts that I hate is Square Enix's shitty business practices. It may not affect the actual plot and gameplay, but it's one of the biggest problems in this franchise, and one of the biggest reasons so many people can't get into it. For starters, let's take a look at all the systems each Kingdom Hearts game has been in. Let's see, you will notice that it started with a combination of PlayStation 2 and several Nintendo handhelds, which is a bizarre mix, but at least it had a weird pattern if you wanted to pick up every game in the franchise. But then, Square Enix fucked it up even more by releasing Birth by Sleep on the PlayStation Portable. It didn't make any sense, and then Dream Drop Distance was made for the 3DS, and it's so confusing! I know, it sounds like I am whining here, but please hear me out. Think of some of the best video game franchises of all time, like Metal Gear or The Legend of Zelda. They are consistent in which consoles each game is released on, which makes it easier to get into them. It makes them more accessible. But with Kingdom Hearts, however, you would have to be a freaking millionaire if you want to play every single game. I'll never know why Square decided to release all 10 games on 6 different systems. It makes no sense and makes it harder for newcomers to get into the franchise. And I know what you're thinking, so let me say it. Yes, I am glad that they made the HD remixes. With them, you can play 4 of the main games with the cutscene of other 2 side games only on PlayStation 3. And that's great, right? It solves everything. Well, it worked at first, but Square Enix is back at it once again by releasing the upcoming 2.8 HD Remix Final Chapter Prologue on PlayStation 4, which is not even backwards compatible. It's a shame because I know so many people that finally got into Kingdom Hearts with the PS3 HD remixes, and now they will have to buy a PS4 if they want to play Dream Drop Distance HD. I also think it's beyond stupid how KH3 will also be on Xbox One, even if there hasn't been a single Kingdom Hearts game on a Microsoft system, not even the HD remixes. That is just so unfair for Xbox players. Another stupid business decision from Square Enix is the fact that they made so many unnecessary Kingdom Hearts titles. Now, I am not a damn fanboy. I do understand that almost every game release is important to the story in one way or another, and I do know that Kingdom Hearts 3 has been in development only since 2013, not for 10 years like some stupid people think. Birth by Sleep is the original Kingdom Hearts 3 if you think about it. But that doesn't change the fact that there are some Kingdom Hearts games that didn't need to be made, like Recoded for example. That game not only recycles almost every asset from previous ones, but it also adds nothing to the overall storyline. Well, yeah, it did add a few important details, but they could have easily been explained with one cutscene. And I'm sorry, but Kingdom Hearts Unchained Keys is such a stupid idea. I am sure it's a fun game, but think about it. Square had this epic concept of having a multiplayer game set during the Keyblade Wars, yet they chose to make it a free-to-play mobile game? What the heck? Talk about waste potential. And going back to the previous segment, let me remind you that this silly mobile side game will feature story elements that will be crucial to the plot of Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah, you can't even miss this one if you want to understand everything about the plot. I don't know what to tell you guys. I also think that Kingdom Hearts 2.8 HD Remix Final Chapter Prologue is so unnecessary as well, and people wouldn't forgive it if it didn't include Dream Drop Distance in it. And hell, that game is not even that old, it's from 2012. To be brutally honest, 2.8 HD Remix and Unchained Keys feel insulting. I feel that Square Enix will release anything with the Kingdom Hearts name in it, not only to gain a quick buck, but also so we don't keep complaining until Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally done. And I understand that we kind of brought this one on ourselves. Stupid people have been whining about Kingdom Hearts 3 for so many years that I get why Square would want to tide us over until they release it, but this is not the way to do it. It feels like pointless padding. We should be able to wait if we want KH3 to be as perfect as possible. And if it's not done by 2017, you can bet your ass that they will release yet another compilation with every single game in it for PS4 and Xbox One. Those greedy bastards. Let's be honest here, as amazing as Kingdom Hearts is, Square Enix made it stupidly hard for newcomers to get into it because of how many systems they will need in order to experience every single game. And even then, some of them feel unnecessary, made only for the sake of getting more money. This aspect of Kingdom Hearts really pisses me off, you have no idea. Since gaming in my country is very expensive, it really took me a lot of time and money to finally be able to play all the games in the franchise. And I seriously hope Square Enix improves on it once the Xehanort saga comes to an end. With a new saga, they can choose just one brand of systems to release every new game in. They will be more consistent, and they will probably make more money if they do it this way. Until then, we can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 Square. Don't worry, but please don't disappoint us. You don't need to make more unnecessary titles like Kingdom Hearts 2.99 HD Remix First Episode Epilogue. We want your money, you fucking weebos. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a real title. So yeah, that's Kingdom Hearts for you. It's not always faithful to the movies it tries to represent, the levels feel quite empty at times, the dialogue is repetitive as fuck, the story is cheesy and very hard to follow, and Square Enix made poor decision after poor decision when putting these games on multiple systems.
And that's it! You must be thinking at this point, oh, this guy hates Kingdom Hearts, but that is simply not true. I freaking love Kingdom Hearts and I want it to get better so more people can get into this amazing franchise.
The gameplay is so dynamic and fun in almost every installment. The crossover element sounds stupid on paper, but it works very well. The levels are colorful and interesting. The characters are legendary and complex. The story is convoluted, yes, but it's because of how deep and engaging it is, and there's just so many more reasons I can give you on why I love the entire Kingdom Hearts series. I seriously hope all these flaws I mentioned get improved on, because I would hate to see my favorite game franchise go down the shitter.
Like I said, this is all my personal opinion. If you disagree with me, or there's another aspect of the Kingdom Hearts games that you really dislike, feel free to tell me in the comments. This has been Obsidious Fan, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed yet another weird experiment of a video. I think I did a good job, but what do I know? If you didn't like it, just, I don't know, make a commentary about it. See you guys next time.